What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seen the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. Y'all got it right here. Post by John Fetterman. Says, after 40 days as a consistent voice against shutting the government down, I voted yes for the 15th time to reopen. I'm sorry to our military, SNAP recipients, government workers, and Capitol Police who haven't been paid in weeks. It should have never come to this. This was a failure. Definitely. But y'all have it here. You know, and honestly, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait. I don't want to spoil too much. You know what I got to say. You know, y'all know that I can get a little talkative. So I'm gonna play this video and then I'm gonna say what I got to say, y'all.
Do you believe that this may be, at least in part, about your party changing and the populist movement in reaction to MAGA and the Democratic Socialists? That this may be a moment where they want to take over the Democratic Party?
I promise you, America's future and my party's future is not socialism or kinds of outlandish far left kinds of ideas. And it's been a year ago, you know, after we lost the election, a lot of those parts and part of those ideas pushed our party over the cliff. And that's why we're in this situation right now. That's why we're firmly in the minority. And that's why we've lost control of the White House. So some people, you know, if you think that's a solution, that's fine, but it's going to be a competition of ideas, and we know that's not going to prevail. You know, what's going to prevail is common sense. What's going to prevail, you know, choosing this country over, you know, part of the extreme in our party. You know, what's going to prevail is common sense, and I do believe, you know, for me, in the kinds of chaos that we have in this Trump administration, you know, we should respond with order and logic and patriotism, and not shutting down our government right now. And that's where I'm at. And I don't know why that's controversial. You know, that's not a big tent party. If you're not allowed to have the opinion that it's wrong to shut our government down and put these people in the middle of it and now referred to as you're a traitor, or, you know, saying all these other kinds of labels.
One thing about it that I've noticed, you know, when it comes to John Fetterman, is that he's one person that I'm not going to say that I'm very so much surprised by it, because I feel like I did a video months and months back when he was on The View, not the one that he recently went on, but it was one before that, and I'm pretty sure he actually showed up you know, and wasn't on video like last time. And the thing is that, like I said, he doesn't surprise me. I seen a shift. It's more so of, like he said, a common sense thing. I feel like it's more so a common sense thing, and coming together and talking about different things and ideas, you know, to make it better, rather than making the American people and people that actually are in need and that has already been struggling with things they have going on. You know, so I truly feel a lot of what, you know, he's saying. And I know a lot of other people do as well. You know, it's just sad that so many people aren't paying so much attention to what's actually going on. This is a post, you know, obviously, you know, I have to repost it. If y'all don't know, I am on X. I don't post as much on X. I barely know how to work X. I'm not gonna lie, I never really had a Twitter or anything like that. It's literally at LifeWithRecklezz. So it's at LifeWithRecklezz. 2 Z's. Y'all find it. Y'all see it. But I reposted. It says, this is from Caroline Levitt. It says, finally, after Democrats voted to shut down for 43 days, President Trump has officially reopened the government.
Working again. Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, them some long claps. Them some long claps. It's and the thing is, it's well deserved. It's well. I love that. You know what I mean? You usually get claps. And you like, oh, okay, well, okay, I'm gonna stop clapping. You see, couple people stop clapping a little bit. They had to go back and start clapping. I feel like it's definitely something that's definitely needed. You know, and it's not even so much for them. It's for, you know, the individuals. You literally have the military, SNAP recipients, government workers, the Capitol Police. You know, it makes me happy. You know, especially the ones that stayed. You know, instead of letting go. You know, and oh yeah, well I'm done with this. You know, I'm not getting paid. You know, so. I truly love that. That's one thing that I definitely say is I truly love that. One thing that y'all, and I know a lot of people won't forget, me as well, you know, is that, and it's right here, it says the White House unveils the amount of damage done, you know, by the Schumer shutdown. Check it out right here.
Take a look at what the first round of that Democratic fight looked like. Nearly 42 million Americans lost their SNAP food assistance benefits. They were suffering. More than 5.2 million airline passengers faced flight delays and cancellations. 1.4 million federal workers went weeks without pay. Wow. And the White House estimates the economy lost about $15 billion every week of those 6 weeks. A massive hit of $90 billion over the entire shutdown. When you count everything all up, you can count them. 10 zeros. House Republican Conference Chair Lisa McClain comes up.
Wow. I'm telling y'all, as well as the military, there were obviously, you know, President Trump paid that one time, and then, you know, J.D. Vance had said, Vice President J.D. Vance had went and said that they couldn't pay everybody, you know, the second time around. So a lot of people were, you know, affected by this. Y'all see it. It was cost Americans $15 billion per week. 5.2 million airline passengers impacted. 1.4 million federal workers were unpaid, and 42 million lost SNAP benefits. So, all right there. One thing about it, this is Kristi Noem, says she is issuing 10,000 bonus checks to TSA agents who didn't call out sick during the shutdown. You remember what I just said? The people that didn't leave. I definitely feel like this is amazing. This is definitely amazing. Check it out.
Rico, I want to present to you a check and say thank you from the American people. Appreciate it. Ashley, thank you. Yes. And is Leo here? All right, Leo.
That's amazing.
All right, well, it's a nice moment that we were able to catch live there in Houston, Texas, John, as Kristi Noem hands out those checks to those TSA workers who had to hold it down during the.
I ain't gonna lie, that definitely get you a little bit emotional. It definitely gets you a little bit emotional. I don't know about y'all, but it definitely gets you emotional just because, like, just thinking about it. And I know a lot of people like, oh well, how would you get so emotional about this? Y'all gotta think. We don't know their stories. Everybody has stories. I can guarantee there's an individual standing right up there that's probably going through, you know, a lot of things and still showed up at work. And it just makes me happy that they get that 10K bonus for staying at work and, you know, I can almost say, in a sense, saving. You know, lives. I mean, I know it sounds probably pretty crazy to some people, but saving lives. I don't care how y'all slice it. I don't know. Me personally, I definitely feel as if, you know, I truly love the simple fact that they did what they needed to do. They went to work and they gave them 10K bonus checks. Definitely much well deserved. I definitely say. Says here, the left in DC are livid as John Fetterman responds to the question, who is running the Democrat Party? Check it out.
Who is running the show now in the Democratic Party, in the Senate, in the House?
No one really knows, and I think my values are reflected in my vote and the things that I support here. And if that might put me at odds with parts of my party, I'm okay with that. I mean, we need to be a big party, a big tent party. So for me, it's like these are pretty reasonable. I mean, my party's always been opposing shutting our government down. And I'm not sure why it's controversial now to devote these things. And I refuse to put all these people in the middle of this political kinds of brinkmanship.
I mean, there y'all have it. I'm telling y'all. Nobody really knows at all. Nobody really knows. And one thing that I can tell y'all is that I believe him. I believe him. People fail to realize John Fetterman, he's been saying a lot of things that's been already, and like I said, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me too much. But I definitely say that there's a lot of things he's been saying, as a lot of that common sense, y'all. A lot of that common sense. I'm telling y'all. Says here, and this I want to show y'all this too. I had to show y'all this. I had to throw this in the video. Some might say it throws it off a little bit, but me personally, I absolutely love it. Just for the simple fact that my parents, they have been foster parents. My mom, I think she's going to go back in to be a foster parent. She has stopped for some years, and then my mom, my dad. I think my mom is. I don't know. I think they're both doing it. They also have their own home healthcare company as well. I think like 3 of them or something like that. I'm not sure. But anyways, my grandmother has been a foster parent for a long time, as well as my aunt. Really, it's good helping on my family members. But my grandmother especially, she has been a foster parent for a very long time. And that's all she has been doing for years ongoing. This is a post by White House. Says President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are committed to supporting the resources necessary for foster care children to achieve the American dream. Check it out.
Each year, more than 15,000 young people age out of the foster care system, and unfortunately, too many struggle to become self-sufficient. The order I will sign in a few moments will provide vital new resources to help young people transition out of the foster care system and live a very happy and a very successful life. Very, very successful.
It's amazing. Definitely amazing. And I've the First Lady signed as well. I've been around, and I hate saying this, bro. Like, I hate saying this. I don't know. It's been an emotional night for me. I don't know what it is. I hate saying this, but I don't really like saying foster children. I think it's more so of them just being like your cousin or your brother or your, when my nana, she's always had foster children. I've always, it's always been cousin. It's always, had that, just because you want them to feel. And I feel like it's one of those things that it just came automatic as well. Because at first it was like that sense of, want them to feel, like family. You know what I mean? They're already going through enough. They're just kid. You know what I mean? A lot of they're kids. They don't know a lot that's going on. They're a kid. I'm gonna tell y'all how a day would go. I know most of y'all probably don't know. Let me tell y'all something. I've been around it all my life. So when I tell y'all that it's nothing, you have these appointments. You have to go. You have to make sure there are appointments, doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, eye doctor appointments, to see a caseworker, to see visits with family. This is an ongoing thing out of a day. This is a lot of pressure put on one kid. It's a lot of pressure put on one kid. So you're having to deal with that, a kid, having to deal with that already. Not to mention the things they have to deal with that got them there. And it's a lot of times not their fault, most of the time, and getting there and having to deal with that and messing with your mental. Then you're dealing with other things, dealing with caseworkers, people that you really don't know, not only dealing with the people that's in the home that you're staying with, but dealing with their family as well that you really don't know. Different from a whole transition. So a lot of those things are definitely pretty tough on a child, so one thing about it that people that made me happy about this is the simple fact that this is something that's taken, seriously, way more seriously. And I definitely appreciate President Trump for doing this, and this is one of the main reasons that I support him, not just because of him signing this executive order to support youth in the foster care. It's just a simple fact that a lot of the things that he's doing is just showing that he actually cares. The things that, that it's one of those things, that people beg, oh, we need this, we need that, we need this, but they're not looking at the things that people are saying, down here. Foster care has been tough when it comes to finding caseworkers, when it's finding get into homes. It has been tough. So this and them transitioning, like I said, it can be tough also. A lot of them need that help. I've seen so many things and so many kids of different ages, and I'm telling y'all, this definitely made me pretty happy about it. But y'all have it. This is a post by Nancy Mace, said, "We did it. After a devastating blow to Senate and House Democrats, the government is reopened into the longest shutdown in the nation's history. Let's get our troops paid, our families fed, and our airports back to full operations." And I definitely love that. Before we end this video, I definitely want to say, that prayers go out to John Fetterman and John Fetterman's family. As y'all know, y'all seen, my title. John Fetterman did in fact have to go to the hospital due to, some things going down. One thing, that I said it had been an emotional day is, that you literally have somebody with common sense, bro. And I literally just had this talk, and just hearing him, I watched this video and I want to share with y'all just how violent, how disrespectful, and how nasty individuals can be, and it just goes to show you, y'all know John Fetterman, he said that he's a Democrat, but a lot of the things that he said that a lot of the disrespect and a lot of the nasty words and this, that, and the other comes from the left. Let's check it out.
Write about that in your book. You said, quote, "I've drunk deeply of the venom of both the left and the right. As a connoisseur, I can confirm that the most poisonous, the bitterest, is from the far left."
Wow.
That is pretty remarkable to hear you say that as an elected Democrat. Why?
No. It's just been my personal experience on this thing. And when I asked my digital team, I said, we're on all the platforms, really what's kind of the harshest, what's kind of the most personal? And the answer was immediate. He said, "Oh, blue sky, it's blue sky." And the difference is, the right would say really rough things and names, some names I won't repeat on TV, but the on the left, it was like they want me to die, or that we're cheering for your next stroke, or that's terrible that depression won. Why couldn't it depression won? And I hope your kids find you. They even have like the graphic, a GIF where they have like a stroke, in your head, cheering at that. Yeah, and they said that. I remember one. They claimed, "Oh, the doctor let us down," and why did they have to save his life? Just really like. I just can't imagine. People are wishing, I wish he dies, or I want him to die, literally cheering for a stroke. And I don't know what the kind of a place where that comes from. That's much different than just calling me a name. That's really been consistent, in that community online.
A name is definitely different than actually, wishing that upon somebody. God sees all. It just makes me mad that, you literally have people that say things like this, going through depression, going through things, and I was in a dark space. Y'all probably don't remember, but I barely put out videos. I would just sit in the bathroom in the dark most nights, not even like talking, mind you, with 2 kids, with my girl, and just messed up in the head. And to see people and how messed up and nasty people can get, it's absolutely insane to me. It's absolutely insane. Especially somebody that has went through, what John Fetterman has been through. So it's definitely sad. Definitely sad. But like I said, prayers go out to John Fetterman. Not only because of the things that, you know, he's been through and stuff like that, but also they did transport John Fetterman to the hospital. I'm pretty sure that he is stable now. Let me type this in. Pretty sure that he is. He suffered from a fall. And was transported to the hospital in Pittsburgh. But he is, you know, alive and you know, I'm awake. But one thing about it is that, you know, definitely, you know, praying, you know, for a healthy, you know, recovery, and for him to take his time. And for anybody else, you know, that's going through any type of depression, anybody else that's going through any type of anxiety, I'm telling y'all, prayers go out to y'all. And if anybody, and I'm talking about anybody, is going through anything, and trust and believe, I don't know if y'all see my communities tab, my father's friend, his good friend, I don't want to say best friend, but almost, about yeah, took his life, you know. So, you know, about a week ago. So people, trust me, always willing to talk. Things can get tough. Things definitely can get tough, but always know that you always got somebody to talk to. As long as you subscribe to me, no, I'm just playing. But as long you know you know who Recklezz is, and you know you got my email, my Instagram, and stuff like that, trust and believe that I'm always open to talk. I've always been one of those people. Just because I got almost 600K on YouTube doesn't mean that I won't talk to somebody of something they're going through. I've always been like that. That's why I try to respond to y'all comments and stuff like that. I don't care how many. I can have 10 million subscribers. I'm going to try to find a way to talk to all of y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe. I definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.